Hey guys, Kripparrian here. Today I'm going to walk you through Professor Putricide. He is the final boss in the new wing that just came out. If you can kill the previous two bosses, which you need to unlock his little room, you can kill this one. You're going to want to have 2 tanks, 2 healers. You can do it with 3 healers, you can do it with 1 tank. I recommend 2 tanks, 2 healers, you'll see why. One of the tanks at the beginning should go to that little table and drink whatever's on it. You turn into that little fiend that you saw over there. And the fiend has 2 abilities essentially. The first ability sucks up all those little pools, you just like munch them all up. And as you do that, you gain energy, and you use the energy to snare targets. Now you see that green spewing stuff comes out of the right side of the room. That's the reason why on the left side of the room these slimes pop out, and they all alternate, starting from the right side, then the left side, then the right side. And you want to be at max distance because they focus someone. The green one focuses only one person, and when it reaches that person, it'll usually do enough damage to kill that person when it reaches them. So the idea is that little fiend, he's snaring these ads, and we're killing them before they reach the target. The green one immobilizes the target, so it's very important to move from side to side in the room so the distance is maximized. Now you saw Professor Putricide, he like grew some arms over there at 80%. He doesn't really gain any new abilities. The only ability he really gains that's any relevance, he puts down these 2 little flasks, and these 2 flasks explode after a few seconds, so you're going to want to stay away from those. Now you see on this side of the room we had the brown slime pop up, and it's targeting me, and I can move. The reason you can move with the brown slime is because when it reaches you, you pretty much wipe. So they allowed some leniency to that. When it reaches you and hits you, it hits the entire raid for 17k, and on some of our attempts it hit us multiple times for 17k, so it's pretty much an instant wipe when the brown slime specifically reaches the target. The fight centers around the raid killing the slimes as fast as possible, up to this point. Juggling back and forth and having the fiend munch up those green slime pools, you're going to see that some of them build up. If you're very good at controlling the fiend, this should not be a problem, but this is our 4th attempt, I believe, on the fight, so you know, we're still getting better at this, but you should not see that many green slimes. Now we're reaching up, we're closing in over here on 40%, and we've slowed down DPS a little bit. The reason is at 35% exactly, he will phase transition to the last phase, which is actually different from the phase 1 to 2 transition. Now we did this because we want to kill the slime and then push him. We don't want to have a slime up during the last phase. So we held up on DPS, we had the slime come up, we killed the slime, and he's going to transition here. During each of the transitions, you pretty much get stunned and you're immune to damage, so it doesn't really matter where you are. When you're doing this boss yourself and you have a more experienced fiend controller, you really shouldn't have that many pools. So we were very limited on our mobility during this last phase, but it doesn't matter too much. In his last phase, he has the ability to drop the flasks, which he also has in the second phase, but the 2 things that are different is, well, I guess on top of the 2, he doesn't pop any more slimes, so you don't have to move side to side. But he puts stacks on the tank, and these stacks on the tank increase the damage the raid takes. The raid's constantly taking damage, and the more stacks the tank has, the more damage the raid takes. That's why we use 2 tanks, because the DPS requirement is more lenient. The other ability that he has is he throws out these green slimes to bounce around, and when you get hit, your attack speed and casting speed is debuffed by 200%. So essentially all you're doing is trying to burn the boss before you take too much raid damage, and having more tanks allows you to lengthen the amount of time that you have to essentially kill him. So we're pretty lucky to have any room on that one, but we got the kill. Good luck, guys.